We're using techniques I learned working in Michelin star restaurants to try to turn chicken pot pie fine dining. We have to hit these 4 main criteria, then we'll see if it tastes better than the original. For the crust, we're making puff pastry by mixing together 250 grams of flour, 150 grams water, 50 grams of butter with 5 grams kosher salt until it forms a ball. Cover with plastic wrap and rest the dough for 30 minutes. A good dough should always have a name. This one is Puff Daddy. Place 150 grams of softened butter on a sheet of parchment, making sure that it is an even rectangle. Fold the parchment in half, pushing out any air near the fold. Then fold in the sides and top to form a rectangle. Use a rolling pin and a pushing motion to flatten out the butter, then let it firm up in the fridge. Lightly dust your counter in flour, then roll the dough out to a T shape. The center of the dough should be thicker than the tabs. Place the chilled butter sheet in the middle, then fold over the tabs, being sure that the entire piece of butter is covered to prevent spillage. The best way to roll is from front to back, then rotate. This will ensure even pressure on the dough, creating an even sheet. Fold the dough into thirds from the sides, then the top and bottom. Cover with a towel and refrigerate for 30 minutes. Repeat this process 2 more times, which will create 729 layers. If you make this a day ahead, wrap the dough in plastic wrap. Roll out into a rectangle, split in half and place on 2 sheet trays, then place in the freezer to firm up. For the chicken, season both sides of 2 boned-in chicken quarters. Then place them in a cryovac bag with thyme, smashed garlic, and Ritter chicken fat. Sous vide at 180 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. To render chicken fat, give the skins a solid rinse. Then cover with cold water and bring to a simmer. Use a spider or spoon to remove any protein that floats to the surface. Then cook for 30 to 40 minutes. Strain out the skins and cook out the water. Then give it one last strain. I find that after 3 months, this starts to lose flavor, so I store mine in the freezer. Save the liquid in the bag. This has a high amount of gelatin. Remove the skin, thyme, garlic, and bones from the chicken, then shred the chicken. This task can be done ahead, then just seal it back in the bag to keep the chicken moist. If you don't have a setup for sous vide, debone 2 chicken quarters, being sure to remove all the cartilage. Season with salt. I wasn't sure how much chicken I needed, but you only need 2 pieces for 4 pies. Add in some rendered chicken fat to a cold pan, add in the chicken, skin side down, and heat the pan on medium heat to render the skin. Cook the chicken on the skin side for 90% of the way, flipping just to get color on the other side. We're looking to cook the chicken between 75 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Shout out to Adam Ragusia in his chicken thigh video. I cook my chicken thighs in a very similar way because of his video. I'll have it linked in the description. Remove the excess fat from the pan, then deglaze with some water. Reduce slightly, then strain off to the side and shred the chicken as before. For the vegetables, peel and dice 2 stalks of celery, 2 carrots, and 1 leek. The size isn't really that important. What is though is that they're all even. Heat a large pot of water to a rolling boil, then season it to taste like the ocean, along with an ice bath. Blanch each vegetable separately until tender, then cool in an ice bath. I like to cook and cool in a strainer, that way you don't have to pick out the vegetables. Get rid of the extra water, then set aside. For the cabbage, remove 8 leaves. Large leaves count as 2. Cook until tender, then shock in ice water. Drain off the excess water and remove the vein and trim them up so that they're all even and set aside. For the peas, blanch them until they are tender, then shock them. Lay out 3 bowls with the peas in the left, shucked peas in the middle, and the skins in the right one. I want to try to cut down on food waste, so I'm going to try to turn these pea shells into powder. Let me know if you want to see a video on that. Mix the vegetables with chicken and the cooking liquid. Lay out a sheet of plastic wrap, then place a cabbage leaf on top with 1/4 of the mixture on the cabbage leaf. Then cover it up with the second leaf. Tighten the plastic wrap to remove any air and shape the filling. The cabbage will create a barrier between the pastry and the mixture inside, preventing the crust from getting soggy, but it also will give the pies a nice shape. Cut out a square from the cold puff pastry, then place a cabbage package on top, cover with more puff pastry. Squeeze out all the excess air, then squeeze the pastry with your fingers. Then, using a pastry cutter or a knife, trim up the edges. You can use a roller to create a nice lace pattern. As Nacho Libre would say, it's for fun. Egg wash them, then place them in the freezer to harden the pastry. It's important to keep the puff pastry as cold as possible. Make the pies one at a time and leave the remaining puff pastry in the freezer. Using a round piping tip, punch out a hole in the top. This will prevent the pies from ballooning up. Heat a sheet tray in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. Then place on a sheet of parchment paper and the pies. This will allow the bottom to cook at the same time as the crust. Cook until GBD, golden brown delicious, 30 to 40 minutes. For the sauce, warm up 100 grams of demi-glace with 50 grams of cream, add in 2 sprigs of thyme, a smashed garlic clove, then reduce the sauce consistency. Remove the thyme and garlic, then add in 15 grams of black truffle or regular butter. Finish with sherry vinegar and season with kosher salt if needed. To plate, place the pot pie down and add the sauce. Let me know, did I succeed at turning chicken pot pie into a fine dining dish? Tasting notes are in the description. Watch this video next to learn how to make the demi-glace.